Most kids come out of elementary school absolutely detesting writing. It has become a chore rather than a joy. And that does not fit with our mission here at Ensign Peak Academy to foster a love of learning and a joy in scholarship. So this program will be a little bit different than some of the other things that you've seen, but it is based on solid research and practical experience from myself and other parents. So let me show you about it. Once again, just like all of our other programs, there are two options. So there's the independent and the enrolled. They're very similar, the difference being the amount of support that you get both as a parent and the support that is received for your child. Okay, so this is the writing program, and you'll notice that they write nine different projects throughout the year, and it's very product-based approach to learning, because if they're not making something, if they're not having a product, then what's the purpose for writing? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our first unit. Now, this is for grades 4 through 6, and they can take these courses in any order. So while they are building skills over time, we start where they are and we help them to build to the next step, regardless of which course they're in. So each week, let me back up for a second. Each project is divided into 4 weeks, and each week has 3 elements. Okay, and you can see that represented here. Okay, so you'll see the 3 elements. So the first thing every week is an introduction and overview. And usually the introduction of the first week starts with a video from me explaining what they're going to be doing and why it's important. And then it'll give them a to-do list of sorts for the rest of the week. So the first week there's always an activity. And in this activity, they're learning the 5 parts of a letter with some different ways to engage with that. So there's a song, there's a video, there's an explanation, and then there's even a fun little cut and paste activity that they're doing down here, where they will cut and paste, they'll cut apart the elements and then they'll paste them back in the right order and fill in the blanks. And so you'll notice that this is a very scaffolded step-by-step approach. The next thing that happens is we're going to help them make a connection to the gospel. So why are letters important? You know, when you think of the gospel of Jesus Christ, you might not think about letters, but the Wentworth letter is where we got the articles of faith. The Pauline epistles are letters, and missionaries today receive their mission calls in the form of a letter. So all of this is helping them to think about how the gospel connects to what they're doing. In the second week, they're going to review what they did. So the top statement just reminds them of what they did last week and then gives them their plan for this week. So this week, they're going to start by watching a model of how to write a letter, and I actually take them through that on my own screen. Then they're going to brainstorm their own letter and their step-by-step instructions for how to do that. Then that's what they do. They brainstorm, and that's their second week. On the third week, they plan their letter and they write their first draft. Okay, so there are step-by-step instructions for how to outline their letter, along with a video of me doing that. And then here's the draft, along once again with a video of me doing that. So you'll see that they get the instruction, they get a model, and then they do it themselves. In the fourth week, once again, there's an overview and review. And then fourth week is always edit and revise. Now, almost all of our units follow this model. The exception is the week that we have poetry. When we're doing shorter styles of poetry, rather than it taking 4 weeks to write one poem, we'll do a different kind of poetry each week. So in edit and revise, they will get some direct instruction on how to edit. They will see me edit, and then they will get an opportunity to edit their own work. And then the end of every unit is an opportunity to publish. When kids publish their work, they have an audience. So all of a sudden, it's not just a checklist, but it's an opportunity to communicate. And that's really what we want to create. We want to create competent communicators. Okay, so for a letter, obviously, they're going to mail it. That's how we publish a letter. And then there's a video here that explains, like, what do you put in an envelope so that you can mail it? And then there's a video about what happens after your letter is mailed, which I find terribly interesting. So that's the general plan for all of our modules. And you'll see that every module follows that. So in the All About Me, which is they're actually putting together a presentation that they're going to be giving using Google Slides. They go through all of those same steps. So there's an activity, there's connection, there's modeling, there's brainstorming, there's preparing, there's drafting, there's editing and revising and publishing. And so all of our units follow that pattern. The enrolled students get something a little bit different. So the basics are the same. You'll see that this is the same as the other course. And this top part will look really similar. The difference is that they will actually be submitting their assignments. And so each week they'll be turning something in that that they will get feedback on from their mentor on. Now, the first 3 weeks, that's just a turn it in. The mentor is going to give you some feedback and encourage you. But then in the 4th week, not only are they going to turn in that assignment, and they're going to get official, formal, final feedback on that. And when I say final, I don't mean that like they should never revisit it. What I mean is that this is where they have an opportunity to really show what they have accomplished in this 4 weeks. Hopefully their mentor has helped them through that process, giving them lots of constructive and positive feedback to make this the best product it can be. And then they get to meet with their mentor. So for the friendly letter, they'll sit down on Zoom, they'll talk with their mentor about what they did, they'll share their letter, they'll share ideas back and forth about how this could be used in the future or what changes they would make next time. And the mentor will really encourage them. Most of our mentor meetings are that way. The difference is in the All About Me, where they're actually doing a presentation. The mentor meeting that time will be your child sitting down with their Google Slides, sharing their screen and doing their presentation for their mentor. So this is a really fun program. The big difference between the independent and enrolled is the mentor feedback, but then also, once again, the access to clubs. So for a writing club, we have a poetry club where we get together and we play with words. And this is not like, rip the poetry apart and make it a drudgery. This is play with words, enjoy language, come together to share beautiful images with each other and look at how poetry has shaped our world and can be fun and funny and also heartfelt. So yeah, this is just it's a really fun way to engage with writing and to really help kids develop not just the skills that they need to write and the skills that will help them in the long term, but also the love for writing. So once again, I'm always happy to answer any questions that you might have. My role here is not just to support your child, but also to support you. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out and contact me. Thanks.